What is going on YouTube? Jay here from MJTech. Today we have something quite special. It seems like this is going to start being a tradition for every year. And yes, this is another Phatmoto, just like you read from the title. This is our fourth generation, if I counted that correctly. And we started doing this back in 2021 with the Phatmoto Rover, the first generation, which was the yellow one. And in terms of assembly, it is about the same process. We still have the same engine, but they keep upgrading the frame. With this model here, the Phatmoto Rover, the 2024 model, well, we have better spokes, which is great. They have been upgraded to, I believe it's either 10 gauge or 12 gauge. I will have to confirm that with you guys later, but they are upgraded. We still have those fat tires as well. This particular model here comes with the saddlebag on the rear and the bracket, and on the front we have a headlight now. So several things have been upgraded as well, such as the brakes. Now we have hydraulic brakes instead of mechanical brakes, and we have a better suspension as well. So even though we have a similar engine setup, the colors have changed. This is the American flag color. And I'm telling you guys, I haven't been more excited than today in quite a while. This company, what I like about them is that, well, first and foremost, it is obvious to say that they want your business. They're there for money, but they also care for what customers have to say, and they have read most of those complaints, and they do every year. And if you guys haven't noticed yet, every year they keep getting better and better, so that they ensure that you're getting a quality product and that it is also meeting these safety standards, guys. And again, I think that with everything they have done, being a motorized creator myself, meaning that I put these bikes together and I make them work. Some of them are customized. If you have followed my channel, you notice that I've done a lot of these motorized bikes, and these ones in particular are no exception when it comes to quality, and they keep improving over and over. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump here into the unboxing, and we're going to do the assembly. I might speed up the process just because we have seen this in the past. We mainly want to talk about those new specs, such as the better wheels, the better brakes, and also now we have a headlight. I would like to see how that exactly works. So let's continue. A couple of things I noticed here with this motor is that first and foremost, we have the Hilliard clutch, which is a lot better in quality than the standard clutch that used to be on these back in 2021. I believe they changed it on 2022 on the second gen of the Phatmoto. They came with the Hilliard clutch. This is a lot better quality, and they are giving you here some tips on how to maintain it as well. It is super important that you guys follow all of these directions. And then don't forget that on the final assembly, after you install it to the motor, you had to put the spacers for the clutch cover. Again, very important. The clutch cover screws are right here. Okay, and you get the chain here, which is, I believe this is, let's see, this is a 35, number 35 chain. This is for your clutch and the drive shaft. And then we get the mount screws along here with the clip for the fuel line. All right, and these are self-locking screws as well, very similar to what we have seen in the past. Don't forget to empty whatever oil came inside of the motor and use something of good quality. You see, for braking purposes, I try to stay away from fully synthetic oils. I just like to use standard stuff. You can use the 10W30, or you can also use the 10W, I'm sorry, this was, yes, 10W30 or 10W40, depending on where you live. Okay, for warmer climates, I would recommend the 10W40. For colder climates, 10W30 should do just fine, and it takes roughly about 300 milliliters of oil for the engine, guys. For the rest, it is self-explanatory. There's tons of videos on how to put these together. In terms of the bike, I'm still going to do a quick time lapse, but you can watch the first gen video that I made, and on that video I go through details on how to get this hooked up to the Phatmoto.
24 hours later.
We are pretty much set here in terms of assembly with the Phatmoto all-terrain. I have added already about 25-30 miles, and this thing is just phenomenal, guys. I mean, just looking at it, you can tell all the upgrades that they have done to this particular model, including here the throttle is now made of metal and is super rugged, very nice. We have again the hydraulic brakes. We get the 7-speed Shimano system here, which is the same that we saw last year. We get the kill switch, the other handle grip, which matches with the throttle here. We have the other hydraulic brake here. It has the Phatmoto branding on it. This is the headlight. The headlight is battery operated, and it charges right here. It comes with a USB cable for it as well, and it takes roughly about 2 hours to charge. It has a 3000 7.4 volt battery, 3000 milliamps, and you get the high beams, the low beams, and then you can turn it off. Very cool. These are the forks. Definitely an upgrade, a huge upgrade from the ones from last year, guys. And I told you I wasn't sure about the rims. These are 10 gauge rims. I do have the 44T sprocket on the rear. We have the saddlebags, and we still have the rack that goes on the front side. If you don't want the headlight, you can always hook up the rack. Keep in mind that we have here the choke. If it's cold, you turn it on by flicking it to the right, turn it off after you start it. In this case, I think we don't need it. It is cold 100%. You can see putting my hands even on the exhaust back here, completely cold. Let's try to start it without the choke and see what happens. Two pulls. We're gonna do a maximum speed test. This road is not super busy, but I'll be riding on the main road, and we're gonna do that maybe for like a mile or so. I think that's how long this road is until I get to the light. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. I have here my GPS speedometer on my phone, and this is just to prove that it's capable of doing 32 miles an hour even with a rider that weighs 214 pounds. That was quite impressive, considering my weight, considering that, well, this is bone stock engine. Let's continue here. We're gonna be heading to my local park, which is the Okie, and that's about 5 miles away. Well, we just made it here to the park. I am super excited, guys. I love parks. The mirrors are pretty cool looking. However, I'm not sure if they are super useful, but it is better than not having them, guys. And knowing that this is the same price as the last year's all-terrain with all of these upgrades, in my opinion, that makes it quite cool. We even have a little electric horn that works surprisingly good. These are the saddle bags, or the saddle bag. I forgot to add the one that goes on top, in which clips right on here. This is a two-piece type of system. Believe it or not, I brought all my gear here. I just drove the bike directly to the park without bringing the vehicles. After 30 something miles, I'm still running with the same fuel that I added from when I just put it together. As per the Shimano gear system, that works as advertised. It is perfectly calibrated. So if I click the plus, that's 5th gear, that's 6th gear, and the highest gear. And then of course from here we can go down. Now me personally, I prefer 4th gear. It is the perfect balance to help the bike. But at the same time, once you reach about 15 miles an hour on this bike, then it smooths out, because on takeoff it does hesitate a little bit, like it vibrates, but then it smooths out very nicely after you have reached about 15 miles. So it is best to help, you know, the clutch a little when taking off, and then you're all done. Our next test here will be the braking power. We know now we have hydraulic brakes on the 2024 model, which is a big improvement, as I mentioned earlier. So we're going to start the engine, do about 20 miles, and then we're going to stop suddenly and see how well it does, guys. So here we go. Man, that was a great stopping power. Keep hitting my camera here. So I started from where that shadow is from the palm tree, and we ended up here from this to this shadow. So that's equivalent to about 17 feet approximately, maybe a little more, but I was going faster than the 20 miles an hour. Here's our off-road test. Keep in mind, these are 4-inch tires. Alright guys, so right in front of me there's a little hill in which I use all the time to complete my hill test on these e-bikes, or e-bikes and gas bikes. So that's what we will do here with the Phatmoto. Now keep in mind that if you live in an area where there's a lot of hills, I will recommend 100% or 200% to add or leave the 50T sprocket, and do not lower your gears on the rear, because it does struggle. I weigh 214 pounds and the vibration, it's quite noticeable. You can tell the clutch is really working hard to climb those hills. But anyways, I'm still going to show you the test so that way you can see what I'm talking about. Here we go. This is about a 50% incline. You can tell what I mean. Vibrating like crazy, but we still climbed it at 13 miles an hour. It's just that the clutch is working a lot harder, as I said before, guys. But it was successful. It does climb hills even with the 44T sprocket, but I wouldn't recommend it for long-term use. So here we're going to do a downhill brake test. The brakes are so smooth, guys. Very effortless brake system. As you can tell, I can even stop in the middle of this downhill, and it does it with ease, guys. Super impressive when it comes to the braking power.
Much later.
Well, we are pretty much done here with this video, guys. Some of the things that I didn't like about the Phatmoto All-Terrain 2024 is the seat. So Phatmoto, if you're listening to this, add a wider seat. It makes it a whole lot better. The seat that comes with this bike is the same one that has come with pretty much every Phatmoto since they first released. So please get a wider seat. The second thing is that the saddlebag does not match with the bike, so green doesn't go with this particular color. Maybe if you get the black or the yellow, yes, it would do great, but if you're getting the American flag style color, then you need a black or a blue that matches with the gas tank. That's just my taste. Those are the only two things that I actually didn't like about this particular bike. The things that I did like a lot is the 10 gauge rims. I also liked the hydraulic brakes and the front forks along with that headlight. To me, those are big improvements that I truly liked about the Phatmoto All-Terrain, guys. With this being said, let me know what you think about this particular model. Don't forget to comment below. Click on the like button if you think this video was helpful. Also, don't forget to click on the bell icon so that you don't miss future videos like this. I will be bringing more updates on the Phatmoto All-Terrain 2024, adding the 212 Ghost Predator. So let's see how that goes. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on my next one.